Imagine this. It's the 1980s, and the CEO of one of America's fastest-growing companies loses a bet. The consequence? He has to don a grass skirt and a Hawaiian lei and do the hula on Wall Street. That CEO was Sam Walton, and he did it to pay off a bet he made with his employees that the company couldn't achieve a pre-tax profit of 8%. It's a wild story, but it perfectly captures the spirit of his book, Made in America, which chronicles the unconventional, folksy, yet fiercely competitive principles he used to build Walmart from a single five and dime store into the world's largest retailer. This book is more than just a biography. It's a masterclass in business from a man who broke all the rules. The key takeaways are all about a relentless focus on a few core ideas. First, an obsessive commitment to the customer. Second, using frugality as a powerful competitive weapon. Third, sharing profits and information with employees to create a loyal, motivated team. And fourth, having a constant bias for action and a willingness to borrow ideas from anywhere. Let's dive into these. First, Walton's obsession with the customer was legendary. He created what he called the 10-foot rule. If an employee came within 10 feet of a customer, they had to look them in the eye, greet them, and ask if they needed help. He also had a sundown rule, demanding that any customer or employee request be addressed by the end of the day. These weren't just nice ideas, they were non-negotiable rules that made customers feel valued and created fierce loyalty in an industry that often ignored them. Second, Walton weaponized frugality. He famously drove a beat-up old Ford pickup truck long after he became a billionaire. When traveling for work, he and his top executives would pile into one cheap motel room to save money. But this wasn't about being cheap for its own sake. Every single penny they saved on operations, from travel to light fixtures, was passed directly on to the customer in the form of lower prices. This everyday low prices strategy wasn't a marketing gimmick, it was the result of a fanatical company-wide discipline of thrift. Third, and perhaps most surprisingly, was how he treated his employees, or as he called them, associates. In an era of top-down management, Walton opened up the books. He shared sales figures and profit margins with every employee in every store, making them feel like true partners. He instituted one of the first widespread profit-sharing and employee stock ownership plans, which made many hourly workers millionaires. His famous Saturday morning meetings were high-energy rallies, where a truck driver or a cashier could share an idea that would be implemented across the company by Monday. This created a culture of ownership that was impossible for competitors to replicate. Finally, Walton never stopped learning. He had a voracious appetite for action and improvement. He would fly his own small plane all over the country, popping into his own stores and, more importantly, his competitors' stores unannounced. He'd walk the aisles with a little tape recorder or a notepad, talking to customers and employees, shamelessly looking for good ideas to borrow and improve upon. He believed the best ideas weren't found in the boardroom, but out on the retail floor. In summary, the genius of Sam Walton was his relentless focus on simple, powerful ideas. Treat your customers like gold, be brutally efficient with your costs, make your employees partners in the success, and never, ever stop looking for a better way to do things. As Walton himself said, the key to success is to get out into the store and listen to what the associates have to say. It's terribly important for everyone to get involved. Our best ideas come from clerks and stock boys. If you enjoyed the story of this iconic American founder, you might also like Shoe Dog by Phil Knight, the story of Nike, or The Everything Store by Brad Stone, which details Jeff Bezos' creation of Amazon, a company that shares many of Walton's core principles.